Clark County Dispatch.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, we've got a number of reckless vehicles driving around Ash Street. It's been going
Okay.
on now for about 6 years, and I'm pretty sure you guys know about it by now. We've got a Detective Yeager that lives a block up the road, and he allows this
Okay.
to happen just so you guys can harass this guy in the home here. And it's gotten to the point now where these people are openly doing burnouts in front of my home, all the way to his house. And I'm just wondering, has Detective Yeager called in tonight to report this reckless driving?
Can you say that last part again? Detective Yeager, what?
Well, you're recording me in the background, and it's causing a conflict with the telephone call.
Ambulance? No, I'm sorry. It wasn't an ambulance just a moment ago talking. That's why I didn't hear the last word of what you said. So
Right.
you could just repeat the last thing.
Okay, well, at 1311 Ash Street, we have a family that's the matriarch's named Sandy Turner, and she has a minor child living there and an adult child named Cole Turner. And he has signaled his friends to harass our home now because in the past you've allowed our neighbors to play this game where every single one of them get to harass and assault me into a handcuff situation so I can be taken advantage of by the cops here in town. And you can frivolously litigate me at your courthouse based on something I might have said to you over the telephone. And it's gotten to the point now where these people literally come to our home and begin harassing our home, assaulting our home now. They have disgusting little parades outside of our house that last 10 hours with police assistance. The same policeman that arrested me in the past because he thought I said something over the telephone he didn't like, but he allows this conduct to happen. So we're now at a point now tonight where a man just did a burnout from his home on 14th Street all the way to 11th Street, and he just kept right on driving by Detective Yeager's house, and I didn't see anything out of Detective Yeager. So we know this is a game. We know the police are involved to assist in the harassment at our home, and we're trying to figure out what we can do to hold these kids accountable. Because if you're going to give out tickets to these kids instead of an arrest, and I sure would like to know why. I'm the one that's always getting arrested here when we literally allow people to assault me and beat me into a situation where you can take advantage of it. Now, why on earth am I getting arrested while you allow this same harassment?
Okay. Sir, can I ask you for your name, please?
No, you cannot. Because every time you ask me for my name, you refuse service. You claim it's the crazy guy that lives in that one house, and we've already got marching orders from our chief and from our local sheriff's deputy that we're not to assist this man, and this is just an ongoing thing where we can harass this guy and call him crazy. So we have an excuse to take advantage of him.
Okay, I'm not familiar with you or that situation, so I didn't know your name.
All right. Well, the name I told you is Cole Turner and Sandy Turner, and their address is 1311 Ash. And the individual that came back tonight went to their house and stayed there for about 2 minutes, left that home, and then burned ash right up the street. And he's the same man that was here 2 days ago and did the same thing.
Okay,
Now,
so to make sure I understand what you said correctly, so it was a person from Sandy and Cole Turner's house that did a burnout.
it's 1311 Ash, and it's an ongoing thing. It's not just a burnout. This is home harassment by that family. And I would like an officer to go down there and bang on their door and drag their ass out in handcuffs the same way you try to play that same game at my house.
Okay, and where do you live? So where did they go when they did the burnout from their house
Right.
to your house? Where's your...
Well, they came down Ash Street. They were headed east on Ash, and they pulled into Sandy Turner's house at 1311 Ash, and they stayed there for a moment. They did a burnout coming both ways, actually. They gunned the motor and harassed our home to his house, and then either he dropped somebody off or picked somebody up. My guess is he picked up Sandy Turner, and they're on their way up to the bar or the liquor store. And chances are you'll probably find this truck parked outside of Moe's Tavern, up underneath the water tower. It's a late model Chevy Silverado. It's all blacked out, black rims, black body. It's the old style with the dual headlights above and below on both sides. He was here 2 days ago. I think I recorded him 2 days ago, and he actually came with a red Jeep that day. And the red Jeep and him were both trying to cause a harassment. And the ongoing deal is I'm sick at home here inside, so these little idiots show up at my house, and they try to stage a public disturbance outside of my home, and to draw me out, to get me into some sort of predicament where your cops can swoop in and then claim I've done something arbitrarily wrong to arrest me instead of them, because this is the game they play now. And since we're on to it, since we've all smartened up and figured out what the game plan is now, they've adjusted their harassment. So instead of knocking on my door or trespassing into my backyard, into my home to start an incident, now what they're doing is they're using their vehicles, and they're driving recklessly up and down Ash Street, and they're inviting every goddamn one of their friends. And I have a YouTube video that I took in September where a number of our neighbors, including the Cole family, this Turner family, invited all their friends down here, and they literally harassed my home for 10 hours with police support. And we're not gonna have that anymore. It's getting to the point now where we need to make a felony arrest for reckless driving outside of my house. It's as simple as that. I'm keep seeing the same guy over and over again, and I've got enough video evidence now where I can lock up the whole goddamn family. And I would like to do that.
What is your house? You referenced to your house, but I don't know where you're at.
Yeah, I live at 1302 Ash.
Okay, so 1302 Ash.
Yep.
Okay.
My name's Christopher Luth, and this is the reason why they're here is to come to my house. They make a special trip down to this part of town just to harass me. And it's an inside joke between Detective Yeager. Like I said, he lives a block up the road. The fire chief, Paul Hogan, lives a block up the road. And none of them are reporting this harassment.
Okay.
So we know it's an inside job now where the police are assisting this family to harass our home so they can harvest wrongful charges from it. And they allow these people to file false reports after they've had their fun harassing our home. And we're on to the game.
Okay. Is there a phone number that I could list for you?
No way.
Call?
No. See, that's the problem. Every time I give you my name or my phone number, the very next time this happens and I'm forced to call and report this crap, I get the shit into the stick. And they hear me coming. They know I'm coming because now they have my phone number. Now they know who I'm calling on caller ID. So as soon as they pick up the phone, another dispatcher will just try to play this game where they'll deny service over the telephone. And then they'll try to elevate the emergency call into an argument so they can claim they've been victimized. And they try to use that as a trick to get me in trouble. I can't even call 911 without getting in trouble anymore. And it's gotten to the point now where it's an inside joke with all these people. They're allowed to come to my house and harass my home, knowing that there's nowhere for me to turn. You know, a cop can come down here and snatch me up out of my house, no questions asked, and they refuse to even talk to me while they're arresting me. I don't have a chance to file a police report in Marshall. And on the other hand, we allow this open harassment at our home constantly without any police interference whatsoever. And when I do call, nothing happens. You take the call, and it's the end of it.
Well, I would be more than happy and willing to dispatch out a call for you. Would you like an officer to call you or to come to your residence and speak to you about your
No,
your
and
call?
that's another problem I have. Every time you send an officer to my home, then that gets the other nasty neighbors down here gossiping, claiming that I've done something wrong. And so every time a cop shows up at my house, because I phoned this in for support, they come to my house and then I look like the bad guy. And then they wildly gossip and share their pictures on the internet, saying, "Oh, he fucked up again. There's another cop down at his house." When I'm the innocent victim this whole time. You're just taking advantage of some poor bastard in his house.
So how can I assist you? What would you have me to do with the call? When we dispatch it,
Well,
we usually ask an officer to speak with the complainant.
We need to go to. We need to dispatch an officer to 1311 Ash and bang on that door, see if there's any home, see if there's anybody home, and ask them if they know who was driving the black Silverado that either picked someone up or dropped someone off at that address. And if they don't give you a name and a location of that vehicle, then you probably need to go to all the local bars uptown. I would recommend Moe's Tavern first, because I know Sandy Turner drinks at that location. And if that doesn't work, you might want to try the VFW parking lot or the American Legion parking lot. And you're looking for a black Silverado with black rims. I do it myself, but it's gotten so bad here that I got in an accident last week trying to escape this harassment. So, you do what you want to do.
Okay, well, most of the time when a complainant calls in a call, we dispatch it out, and usually they want to speak to an officer. So do you not want an officer to talk to you at your home or your phone number? Are you not wanting me to
No. You know, this has gone on for the better part of a decade. We bought this home in 2014, and as soon as we moved in, all the carpenters and our Parker neighbors, we got Reisners living next door. They're all the same way. They'll take every opportunity to start an incident as close to our property as they can get. And the whole idea is to start an argument with me and then claim that I've done something wrong to get the cops down here. So it's gone on for years now.
Okay, so you live at 1302,
Yeah.
and then the Turners.
Two houses.
1311.
Yeah, they're two houses east on Ash at 1311.
So the main of the complaint is that they're doing burnout from their residence to yours, correct?
Yeah, and it's not just a burnout. It's a very high rate of speed. It's a rolling burnout that starts at their residence, and it proceeds all the way to 12th Street. And I'm guessing 200 feet right in front of a city park here. And there's actually a be careful how you drive sign in their yard that the city put up to warn about the park. And they do it anyway. And it's not because they're just out having fun. It's actually they're actually targeting my home for this harassment.
Okay. Well, I feel like I understand what you're asking for. If you feel like you've given enough details on the complaint, I can go ahead and disconnect with you, and then I'll dispatch out.
Like I said, if I had a vehicle at the moment, I could go find these guys and get a license plate number for you. But I had this problem yesterday where another neighbor is involved in this, and they'll do the same thing. They'll come by and honking and blaring their horn and talking trash out the window, trying to get our attention to the window so they can talk shit while they're parked out front of our house. And I tracked this guy down a block away to his house. He's not even live around here. And I got his license plate number and called it in to Lila. I think it was Friday afternoon, and nothing happened.
Okay.
So.
Well, I will pass on the information that you gave to me, and I will note that that you're not requesting them to respond to your house or by phone.
No.
And then I'll pass on the information. Okay.
I'd have them go to 1311 Ash and knock on the door, and just ask them a few rudimentary questions as to who they were and where they might be now.
All right, Chris. Well, I hope you have a decent night, and I will pass on your the information.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.